All right, looks like Cal's going to be starting with a quaffle and a bludger, and Rochester with 2 bludgers. And we're just about ready to begin any moment now.
Yeah, good weather for this game right now, but the real
right now is the
yeah, the real antagonist of this tournament is the weather. You never know what it's gonna do.
All right. All right, we're about to get started. Brooms up. All right, Cal just coming in. Channing Ong in the back, looking to make something happen, steal a bludger. He's real good at that, but he's been spotted, so we'll see how sneaky he can be. Quaffle's being brought up by, that's Nelson, I believe, right, Steve-O?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Nicole Nelson.
She's a baller. She balled out for the San Francisco Fog last summer, and love seeing her back on the pitch. Shot, oh, that is a high shot from Cal. That's going to roll, I think, off the pitch. You played with Nicole. You played with a couple of these Cal players on the Fog, right, Steve-O?
Yeah, a good amount of them. I think Harry Dill, Shannon was on Fog, Nicole. Dara's not on the... Oh, no, that is Dara. Yeah.
Dara was captain last year. Harry is the captain this year.
And on the sideline, I think Eric also played for WCQ.
Yeah. Nelson marking Hasler for UR. Dara playing a little bit of point defense. You are going for the bang bang.
Ooh,
no, stop by a beat from Channing Ong. He is Johnny on the spot for sure. But another chance from Rochester pressing.
Oh.
Brought down. Beautiful tackle. And then Dara Gaiman just stays on that quaffle, gets it to her keeper. Beautiful stop by Cal.
Yes, excellent tackle in the midfield there.
Luca Menzies bringing it up now for Cal.
Yeah, Luca's been a player that's really been doing a lot for Cal this year. He's, I think, a rookie this year.
Yeah, it should be on. So, promising future for Cal.
Oh.
And a beautiful little, oh, he's trying to do the pretty dunk and it didn't quite work. No style points in Quidditch, guys. All right, and U of R recover the ball. We are still tied at nothing. No one on the board yet. Nice stop there by University of Rochester.
We've got Cal staying back with beater control. Rochester keeper bringing up the ball.
Got his one bludger guarding him.
Yeah,
Nelson pressing. Nelson putting pressure. Shot wide, and it's going to go off pitch.
By 35 Pirol.
Cool. Now, honestly, this is just giving beaters time to make things happen. And Cal has control again with Dill and Ong. Dill will be subbing out, though. All right, Gaiman now bringing up the ball for Cal. She's a graduating senior. So looking to, I believe she may have been on the team the last time around when they were in the championship. But lower on the depth chart for sure, so it's her chance to graduate on top. And that's going to be a turnover to Rochester. Rochester bringing it up slow. Don't seem to be in a hurry. So the pace they want to play at. Nelson again pressing. But 35 on Rochester. Oh, big strip, and Nelson's on top of it. And we have a stop for, oh no. Looks like an injury. Hopefully Dara's all right. All right, we're going to have brief stoppage. So, Steve-O, tell me about how the Breakers have been doing today. We saw your game against Category 5. What about your other game?
Other game, it was first time slot of the day, 9 o'clock against Quidditch Club Dallas.
Ah, how'd that go?
So it was a really good game, very close. We caught the Snitch. Set score, the final score ended up being, I think, 125-130.
Oh, wow, that is a close one.
Yeah, so they actually brought it back on us, and you know, we ended up losing the game, but it was really, really close. Yeah, lots of people from the Southwest I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, because you come from Texas, so.
Yeah. But
reunion.
yeah, and QC Dallas, pretty good team, I gotta say.
Good. No, I mean, I don't know what they're feeding you guys in Texas, but like, there are a lot of great Quidditch players coming out of there. I mean, high school sports is a big thing down there, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, high school football, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. They just they really knew how to put pressure and, you know, play tough defense, and you know, it was classic Texas Quidditch.
Nice. Something you're familiar with, at least.
Oh yeah.
And then, what are your other games coming up today?
Let's see. At 5 o'clock, we're playing Skyline Quidditch, based out of New York. And then at the end of the day, we have another New York team. We're playing the Warriors.
Ah.
You know, so looking forward to both of them. I think they're both going to be pretty tough teams.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm bummed I'm going to miss it, but I will definitely get caught up in scores and stuff later. If you want to get caught up on scores and everything, you should check out USQuidditchCup.com. Not only are the Pitch 1 and Pitch 2 live streams can be found there, scores are being updated there. If, say, you want to watch another game on another pitch, while they aren't being live streamed, major shout out to the folks over at Fast Break News. They are trying to get as many cameras on as many pitches as possible so they can upload to YouTube after the fact. So if your faves are playing and you're not able to watch them now, you may be able to watch them later. And definitely thank Fast Break News, because their dedication to getting as much film as possible is like so clutch for Quidditch. We need that. All right, looks like Damon's going to be carried off the field, which you hate to see it, just generally speaking, but especially as I was mentioning earlier, graduating senior. Hopefully she'll be all right. Yeah, her teammates are getting her off the pitch, and we'll get started as soon as it's safe. All right, looks like people are slowly making their way back to the pitch. Cal should probably be joining Rochester out there shortly, and we can get back to the game. And I'm sure we're all wishing Dara all the best right now. I know I am. All right, Eli Bakhtiar with the ball for Cal. All right, Chanungung with Cal's one bludger. His partner going for the other. Rochester with bludger control. Nelson now with the quaffle. Looking for an option. Trying to out-juke her defender. Gets it back up to her teammate. Ooh, that pass was a bit off, but Nelson's able to recover.
Good beat and bringing back bludger control by Channon.
Excellent, that's what he does. Harry Dill with the quaffle now. Trying to shake a defender. Chanungung helps him with that. Harry looking for the shot, passes to Nelson. Dunk from Nelson, score. First goal of the game. 10 Cal, 0 Rochester. What's game time, guys? All right, we're at 4:35, and we got our first goal. All right, Rochester bringing up the quaffle now. Cal with control.
Yeah, same keeper been in game the entire time, number 35, Michael Perrell.
Oh, That's going to go off pitch.
Good tackle by Nicole.
Yeah. She's great at making a stop.
Yeah, the Cal team in general is pretty physical. I remember watching the West Regionals finals. Lots of pretty solid hits.
This was the first West Regional I haven't been able to attend since I started playing in 2013. How'd that final go in the college half of things?
Oh, it was a great game, but it was a long one.
Yeah.
I think the total game, I'm not sure if the game time was an hour and 18
that's
minutes.
a goal for Cal. Ooh, but that's being waved off.
No good. I think she may have been beat
before. Yeah. That's why we played to the whistle.
Yeah.
But anyway, college final, how'd that go?
Oh, it was great game. Excellent Quidditch was played. It was extremely long though.
Who was Cal playing against for the people who weren't there?
Oh, it was Cal and UCLA.
There you go.
So, classic West Coast rivalry.
Very much so.
I think the total game time was an hour and 18 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It was just very evenly matched teams. That eventually Cal did prevail. But just very good defense all around from both teams.
Well, it was a good endurance practice for nationals.
Oh yes.
All right, Cal bringing it up again. Nelson bobbles it a little, but she recovers it.
Makes a good move.
Nice little juke, driving, looking for space. Nice tackle, beautiful. Rochester looking to clean it up with their bludgers. Another stop from Rochester, and they're going to take another crack at this Cal double bludger defense.
Okay. We've got Rochester keeper moving around.
Ooh, it's a race, and Rochester's going to recover it. Yeah, there they go.
I think that will technically count as a reset.
Burrell looking for another. Ooh, just too much traffic. Chananong look. Oh!
And a missed beat. Oh, no. Actually, I think it might have just scraped
maybe it
her.
hit after all. Oh, off broom.
With the broom between his feet.
Oh, did he have his ankles locked? Nice.
Yes.
That goal is good. That is 20 Cal, 0 Rochester. Still a close game.
Yeah, that goal there was by Richard Libretti from Cal.
Nice.
Very quick thinking to keep your feet together there.
Lock your ankles. All right, just over 8 minutes here. Oh, Eric Shen's in. Oh, I'm so glad.
And he is playing beater, yeah. And there was a good goal there by Michael, Pirol.
Yeah. Eric was out because of injury for a little while, right? I remember seeing something like that.
Yes, I believe that actually happened in the WCQ in Fog.
I remembered it.
Some sort of shoulder injury, but he is back and better than ever in beater now. I met him as a chaser.
I mean, he has got a high Quidditch IQ, and you need that in a beater, so a smart transition for him, I think.
This is true, and it doesn't help if you're an athlete too.
For sure.
Or doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Picking up what you're putting down. All right, Pirrell, I don't think has subbed the entire game for Rochester. He's just driving this offense. I don't know what the elevation is of Rochester, but considering they're by a lake, I can't imagine it's very high.
I don't know. Cal is also by the water.
Yeah, but they're up the hill. No, I know they're by the water. But they have subbed out different keepers, though. Yeah. Ooh, nice little bop. Oh, and quickly recovered again by Pirrell, trying to turn it around into something. And he does. Rochester on the board now. It is 10 Rochester, 20.
I'm sorry, the score is 20-20.
Yeah. Score is it? What's scorekeeper? What's the score? 2-1. Okay. Cool. I just want to make sure it matches. Yeah. No, you're right. Okay. Yeah. Score is 2-2. Very good advice being shouted from the sidelines. Do not get caught up in bludger battles. I don't know how many times I've shouted that, but it's almost as many times as I was told that back when I was young. Anyway.
That was a goal by Eli. Yeah.
Shen beats out the Rochester chaser, but there's no one to recover, so... Ooh, but he does beat out another beater. Ooh, nice. Little sneaky sneak with the bludgers. That's what I mean about that Quidditch IQ, like knowing where the balls are, where you want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Just cleaning up these Rochester players.
Okay, and Rochester has subbed in Ashley Wilson at keeper.
Oh my god, Ashton? Steve, would you hate me if I asked Ashton to step in? Because, like, he is so good.
Ashton? Oh, is he right here?
He's right there.
Wait, what?
Right there.
Oh, if he wants to, yeah.
Ashton, do you want to be on the live stream? All right.
Get in here.
You're taking Steve-O's spot.
All right. All right. This has been Steve-O signing off. I'm going to pass the mic off to a seasoned commentator.
Icon.
Icon in the Quidditch community.
Somebody I look up to, honestly.
Ashton John Lewis.
Ashton.
Yeah, Steve-O. That was really cool.
Yeah.
A part of the great Texas State
Absolutely.
Bobcats legacy.
What are you thinking about this Cal-Rochester matchup so far?
Beautiful interception. Ooh, and avoided going out of bounds to turn it back over. But yeah, so far Rochester's been under a ton of pressure. The Cal beaters are immaculate. They even went 1.5, and honestly, it's the year 2022. None of those kids are old enough to know that 1.5 used to be like the meta for how Quidditch was played.
For sure. They do practice a bit with the breakers occasionally, so they have some of the old folks tell them things maybe.
Shout out to the Bay Area Breakers for teaching the next generation.
Oh, no, let me make it quite clear. Cal is great at teaching themselves.
Yes,
but,
no doubt.
I know they definitely scrimmaged with the breakers a little bit before they headed out to nationals.
And I'll be interested to see what this call is, because there was a dive for a loose quaffle, and they're probably going to call it on whoever dives in front of the keeper, because the keeper,
yeah.
Even though the ball is technically loose, most people default to the keeper having justification for going for the ball.
Yep, you're right. That is number 48 for Cal. Maeve Lawson. She's going to be captain next year, so.
Maeve Lawson saw her sprinting across to apparently somewhere where she was late. Great running form as a sprinter. Runs on the tippy toes and all that kind of jazz like that. As a person who's slow, I always admire people who are very fast. So.
Same.
And once again, Rochester, we saw a couple seconds ago, Rochester did a really good job of breaking the press from Cal.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was, it's an errant pass technically, but somebody hustled over there really well and was able to keep the possession alive. And now they got to work their way down. And once again, the spatial awareness is the number one thing that a lot of college players have really been working on this season. And Cal's been able to get that turnover just because somebody didn't know that there was a beater behind.
Exactly.
Some more experienced teams would say that that's the fault of the bench. Other teams would say that's the fault of the
Sam
bench.
Hauser with a dunk on the small hoop. Nice finish.
Great teamwork there, and looks like they're going to come up with bludger control.
Yeah, this is his 4th season, so he's a senior. So yeah, what you're talking about the college players is correct, but that's Rochester. Hauser is on Rochester. 23 is Eli Bakhtar. Sorry, wrong roster. This is his first year.
Great floater pass. Cal there to intercept it. Number 64 for Cal. Doing a great job of reading where that pass was intended to go.
That's Bruna Silvestre. She's a graduating senior, I believe. I remember back when she was a freshman.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of these Cal players I've been lucky to watch for a few years.
It is. It's been a ride for a lot of players because there's been a select group of players who haven't played not only since 2019, but some before that. Like, for instance, Sam Houston State University hasn't played at National since 2018.
Oh, wow.
And that was due to a situation that was on campus where they were banned from being able to go to nationals, and a lot of people consider that to be the best Sam Houston team that's ever existed. But
what a loss.
yeah, it's tough, and it's really good to see nationals back, man.
Yeah.
As a person who drove from Houston, Texas, all the way up to Salt Lake City, Utah, it was beautiful on the way up here, and hopefully a lot of people are having fun.
Yeah, no, I know there's been a lot of, like, heartfelt reunions. Like, the brief moment I had to run away to grab food, there were, like, 3 people like, hey, Liz, so many hugs, and then I had to hustle back. I miss this game, but I miss this community, too. And I haven't seen you in forever, so I'm so glad you're here.
Yes, no doubt about that. It's been a ton of fun seeing everybody on the internet, but it's nice to see everybody in person, too.
Right?
I saw a friend that I made in the year 2020 in lockdown in person for the first time today. So, slightly errant beat, and he immediately taps his head.
Ashley Wilson trying to make something happen. Tosses it off to, can't quite see. Oh, that's no bueno, but they're looking to finish. Nice!
I still want that assist to go to Ashley Wilson. I just want that to be known. She did a great job reading that play, passing that over. The hoop betrayed her.
The finisher was Zach Noble Pressman. That was indeed a noble press onto the goal.
And for as much as we're sitting here talking about Cal, and as the beater immediately starts to seek out the Rochester beaters, the beater game is definitely going Cal's way, but the scoreboard, only 4-3.
Yeah.
40-30 here.
Rochester has been able to make some stops.
And Rochester, once again, it may not be executed perfectly every single time they're coming down, but they have an offensive plan and they're sticking to it. And eventually that will wear down teams, especially teams like Cal, who, despite the fact that they have depth or anything like that, will still have to have every single level of their team come out there and execute against the offense. And once again, great hustle from Noble, who scored that goal before.
Yeah.
And Hauser coming down the field here with the number 23.
Oh, that's not Hauser. That's
sorry, my bad.
Hauser's 23 on Rochester. That's my bad. That's Eli Bakhtiar.
Eli Bakhtiar doing a great job out here at the
Nicole
keeper
Nelson. I adore her. She played on San Francisco Fog last summer too. She's a baller. Back to Bakhtiar though.
Oh man, another errant beat. This time from Rochester, goes way too high on that one, and now looks like Cal. And somehow Ashley Wilson still coming up with the possession, and this is one of the newer rules that's instituted. If this scrum continues, the referees will count to 10 seconds because Ashley is involved with the dog pile. She's the keeper out there, and if 10 seconds elapses, it goes to the keeper in the zone.
I like it. It speeds up the game. It's what's going to happen eventually. It's just sometimes beaters take their time getting there, so I like that change.
And honestly, if you're a beater on offense or on defense, you can elect to not even engage in that and try and go for bludger control and meet your team down there further down the pitch once they get the ball back. So once again, kids, that's to counteract some of the turtling that used to go on when it came to defense. And on top of that, I think some of you who are watching at home are very familiar with what happened on Snitch on Pitch.
Oh God,
when one team decided they didn't want the ball to get moved anymore, it did not get moved because the entire all 10 chasers would be in the dog pile. It looks like number 48 there got taken out by Ashley Wilson, but they still came up with the ball. Cal did. See if we see some more of that screen action up top from Cal, because they did it pretty well against the 2-2 zone, which is strange enough because some teams don't have built-in rules as to how you counteract a screen that's on one side of the pitch, because the 2-2 zone is meant for people to split the field in half. But yeah, Noble with another possession and another stop from Rochester. I will say this, and I know this is lofty expectations, but as a person who watched their game versus Texas A&M, the Rochester team that pulled off what many people consider to be the greatest upset in the history of Quidditch, Rochester versus Texas in Austin.
Yeah, that was a game.
Yeah, I saw their last game of pool play the night before, and it seemed eerily reminiscent of it didn't look pretty, but they were still able to work their way into games and work their way into Snitch on Pitch play.
Yeah.
And this Rochester team, they don't have a Bassam Ashkar as far as I can tell.
Yeah, they don't have Bassam, they don't have Perry anymore.
And
but they're acquitting themselves well.
Yeah, no doubt. No, you can have personnel that believes in themselves, because once again, after all these beater losses that they've been taking up front, their chasers are still hustling around for that ball when it's loose. Another screen up front.
Speaking of hustle, that's Nolan Kim. That kid has a lot of heart. I remember back when he was on Golden Snitches, the B team, and just being super impressive with him in scrimmages. Love seeing him at nationals now.
And it looks like we got a call here after an errant shot that went way low on the hoop. Believe it or not, when it comes to shot making, sometimes you do want it to either be a make or a big miss, so you have time to get back on defense. And it looks like it might be against Rochester. Looks like it might be beater penalty against Rochester, which is tough because that means that Rochester, if they had control, would have to figure out how to maintain possession of two bludgers
All right. It's a red card for Ryan Bellin, freshman, or at least it's his first year playing, so rookie mistake.
We'll chalk it up to that one then. Once again, it'll be interesting to see now that Cal definitely has the beater advantage up front, whether or not they can whether or not they'll go for the press immediately, or as we live in the age of basically of backcourt, everybody gets one reset. You let them come across, and then you immediately force them back, and then when they come across again, which they have to because of the delay of game rules,
lose their reset.
Yeah,
we've seen a little bit of that on this pitch today.
Some teams immediately, some teams get a little too pumped up and they go right for the pressure immediately, which can work if you force them beyond the keeper's on line because that is one of the reset lines. So, yeah. And it looks like we may have a substitution coming in here.
Yeah, Bocanegra going back. Oh, they're getting water probably.
Yeah.
You
might want to get back quickly because the ref's done with this conversation, and when he blows his whistle, wherever you're at.
Yeah. Ow. That's.
There's a sub coming in here.
Yeah, that is Bruna Silvestre.
Bruna Silvestre.
Silvestre. Yeah. She's Brazilian.
Somehow she's got the perfect tint of gold for the socks. Some of the Cal Bears gold out there. Oh, beautiful spin.
Yeah, Nicole Nelson to Silvestre. Oh, brought down by number 26 on Rochester, Ashley Wilson.
And man, you really can't replicate a defense that is led by a really good keeper, one that knows when it's time to tackle, one that when they know it's time to block. And I don't know how or how many years Ashley Wilson's been playing, but it seems like it's like a natural inclination for her out here.
This is only her second season, so.
Yeah, she looks pretty smooth out there. I'm not even gonna lie. Good idea to try and pop that one out there. Yeah.
That is recovered by Luca Menzies. Launches it back to number 16, my boy Nolan Kim, who scores.
Nolan Kim taking contact from two Rochester Thestrals there and doing a really good job of not only keeping his ball arm free, but also taking the contact and not letting him throw off how square his shoulders are, and he was able to finish at the hoop. By the way, for the kids at home, that last possession from Rochester, that's not a push pass. That is an overhand throw.
All right, we are almost at the Julia Thomas has been calling it the 2-minute warning.
The 2-minute warning.
I like it. Because it is a 2-minute break.
It's so weird because like some people would call it halftime or whatever.
It's not a half. I know that's what's
correct,
but like it's not half.
We got one ref that called it an intermission today, and I was
intermission is good. I've been calling the second half like the snitch period.
As a theater kid, I'm all about the intermission. So
for me, I'm a hockey girl, so same thing.
I would like to apologize if I ramble on a little too long. I'm getting distracted by the mountains here in Salt Lake. I'm from Houston, Texas, so like elevation is not my move.
But it is gorgeous up here. I agree. I always forget how thin the air is, but it is so pretty. Anyway, Cal coming in hot. Ooh. Silvestre with the quaffle, looking for her opening. To Nelson. Ooh, so much coverage. How are they going to determine who possesses the ball now at 20 minutes? Because they clearly are sharing this possession.
Well, if they're counting down right now in 10 seconds, it'll belong to Rochester. And it looks like they're going to give the ball to Rochester.
All right, Rochester's going to get the last possession.
Just like to point out, on this fast break in the course of it, while Cal was going down the left-hand side, somebody made an overhand throw across the flat portion of the field. So they made that overhand throw while inside the keeper zone, basically throwing it on a straight line, and that's what pushed them, took them the wrong direction. You kind of want to float those a little bit more, even if there's a person there. That chaser who had seen the other chaser on the other side was able to block it because she just turned her back to the ball, and it impeded the line. So you want to give your other chaser, the receiver, a chance to get underneath it or do something with it.
Yeah, all right. Well, regardless of whether or not Rochester scores on this last possession, Cal is in the lead, so we're going to add 70 to their 50, and the set score is going to be 120. But Nelson's trying to finish.
There you go. I didn't go all the way through. It did not.
Didn't go all the way through. It needs to completely cross the plane.
No. They called it. They did.
Right.
They called it good. Or they called it possession for Rochester, it looks like.
Anyway.
So, for those of you who are watching at home, you saw that close-up angle. I was wondering why the keeper hadn't taken both of his hands and putting it on there, because he could have taken both hands and pulled it back. But the keeper has the ability to reach through the hoop and pull the ball back, and if it does not completely break the plane, the goal does not count. So if you saw it, she did a great job of holding on to it, putting it in a power position, and forcing it down. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to force it forward.
But you want gravity to help you.
Yeah, exactly. You want to force it down in worst-case scenario. If you fall over trying to score, you force the ball down into the hoop with you. But the keeper showing some strength there. I don't know. I guess he's been hitting the gym a little bit. He pulled it all the way out, even though it was very dramatic, very anime-esque, if you will, out there. It was all, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I thought I saw a to be continued sign there right when the ball got like halfway through.
Isn't this whole 2-minute period a to be continued?
A to be continued. So we are here at the intermission, at the period intermission. It's 50-30. Cal has looked better on the beater game, but I will point this out. The offense is getting sloppier as the time goes on. Rochester has maintained their effectiveness on offense and on defense throughout the course of the game, and sometimes consistency will beat out a mountain of spike or a great offensive showing.
And something I noticed, especially on like one of the possessions near the end of the first period, is that like Cal had 3 beautiful passes, and then the 4th one just didn't quite work out, and that was one by the hoops they needed to finish.
Yeah, and this may be something that comes up a little bit later, especially as they get deeper and deeper into the tournament. I know it's a lot of people's first time at nationals, but coaches got to make tough decisions sometimes, and some of those tough decisions mean certain people can't be on the field. We'll see if that happens, or what I like as a guy who's a coach. I coach the Houston Cosmos. I like for people to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
And go out there and give them as many chances to fail as possible. I think that's an important part, not only of nationals, but of Quidditch in general. A lot of people don't get the chance to fail or succeed, right? And I think a lot of people who are gender nonconforming and ladies within the sport will attest to that.
Yeah.
Their biggest gripe.
Been there, done that.
A lot of people won't give you a chance to go out there and mess up because they already assume a lot about you. So we'll see. Rochester.
I don't think this is a problem for either of these teams, though. I will say I have noticed that every gender has been putting in work on this pitch.
They are
getting
very.
Their chances.
Cal's ladies out here are very impressive. Not only you can see when somebody walks and moves on the pitch with confidence because they've had the experience of having the ball in their hand and everything like that. And every single lady we've seen out here so far touch the ball for Cal has operated with no fear. They seem more upset when they don't score, and you like to have people who have that kind of aggression and that kind of focus.
All right, sneaking, we have Sam Hauser for Rochester, for realsies this time, I swear. And then 43, Spiro Tanous for Cal. Yeah, catching the snitch would definitely put a bigger cushion between these teams.
And one thing to point out here, Rochester got that final stop down a keeper. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. And
I will tell you this, Justin Guillory and I, we both live in Houston. Justin is not to be played with. He's tough for club seekers.
Right here? Oh, yeah, he is. He looks beefy. He looks ready to roll.
And Justin has a football background, so you can tell.
Yeah, no, he's good to go.
We might be here for a while, is what I'm saying.
You know, the snitch from the last game wasn't caught at all. Just valid.
Great lock in on that tackle from the keeper for Cal, knowing that he can't get beat, so not having to operate with any.
Nelson has no one in front of her. Right through the hoops. 60 Cal, 30 Rochester.
And that was what I was talking about before. She got that ball and just took off. She had no hesitation or no question about where it needed to go and what needed to be done. She did the job. You like to see that. And Rochester is about to be back at full strength here in about 5 seconds.
She should have been in already because Nelson scored.
Oh, that's a great point. And
no harm, no foul. Like the play just started.
Ashley Wilson looking like one of the best defenders out here on this pitch for both teams. She's kind of hanging back a little bit in case the beater game turns very suddenly, which is something that takes time to recognize. And that's a great shot.
Beautiful shot from Michael Pirro. He's been putting in a lot of minutes. It took him a long time to sub.
Michael Pirro's been doing a good job also taking that contact to give the ball to somebody else. Good to see him get an easy bucket. I'm sure he's talking about that. Score sits at 60-40. Snitch is still in play. And it looks like Cal is trying to kill a ton of time here. They are smart. Look at that. Great screen to get that space down low. And now a drive up middle. Hesitation.
Menzies gets it over to Nelson, who scores. Love that.
No doubt. And didn't hear a whistle on that one.
Oh.
Okay, they're calling it good because the keeper is getting muted.
70-20.
And Cal has now regained bludger control to go along with the fact that they just scored. Great teamwork on that one, not only to break the tackle, but also find the open pass receiver there. Have to wonder if Rochester's got a Baylor zone programmed in.
I haven't seen them play Baylor yet.
Yeah. Back over the top, almost out of bounds.
Almost, but it is
Great stuff.
note. Yeah, there we go. Nelson recovers it for Cal.
We like to see the hustle, we really do. Even if it is for not in this situation.
Yeah. Kikowski, we appreciate your hustle.
Cal taking their time getting up here, and could this be?
LAR just saw something.
And Kevin Raber at AR out here making sure that nobody gets even an extra step here.
That's your teammate, right?
Yeah.
How have the Cosmos been doing today?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, we won't have to. It's all good. I always ask all the players who commentate with me how their teams are doing, but you know. If you do want to see scores, everybody, check out USQuidditchCup.com. In addition to finding links to the live streams, scores are being updated there, so we don't need to grill poor Ashton. You guys can just go look it up yourselves.
No, you definitely should. And if you get a chance to watch any team here at this regional or here at this nationals, I will say I'll take some time here and talk about Lisa, Lauren, and Anna, who are our female chasers out there. We did something that we haven't done all season, and that's run 3 female chaser during Snitch on pitch.
Love it.
So we can run a male secret. Once again, lean into your personnel if you're a coach out there, even if it doesn't seemingly make sense. We have three really high quality female chasers. We put them all out there at the same time with one keeper, and we were able to versus Seattle pull the snitch and get 3 consecutive stops to get within 1 goal. We sadly didn't come up with the win after that game, but nonetheless, it was something that I didn't know how to coach myself. I had to do some research on it and just have a little bit of faith.
A good coach knows what they don't know and goes to go look at it. But I completely agree with you. Back when I was coaching, our best beaters were 2 women. One of our best chasers was also a woman. So we had 3 women on the pitch, and this was back when the minimum was 2.
Right.
And like I'd be coaching, and people on the sidelines be like, "You have 3," and I'm like, "I know," because they're the best ones.
Shout out to the Boston Pandas.
Right.
I'm not, by the way, side note, not gonna say the brand that Justin is wearing, but he might have to switch shorts here. This is actually every game we've played in today, and it may be the moisture and it may be the type of water that's here in Salt Lake, which, by the way, as a Houstonian, all the water I experience comes from the bayou, right?
Well, no, it's all fresh. Like,
yes.
Look at that snow.
Fresh. I went to go tag back in at one point, and I was down on one knee because somebody had gotten hurt, and I sniffed the air, and I was like, that smells like seawater. And I looked back, and one of my beaters, Mike, was like, "Yeah, it really does smell like seawater." And then we had
Great Salt Lake.
And shout out to my boy Juan, who is Texas A&M graduate in geography. So he gave us a little rundown on how why it's called Salt Lake City. And then of course our teammate Perry made a joke about, imagine being a frontiersman and you get to this lake and you're like, there's this massive body of water, and then you find out it's all salt. And I was like, that's actually a really funny concept to me.
The remnants of a long lost ocean. Yeah, but I was thinking more about the mountains, the snow, the hail.
Yes. By the way, hailed on twice during our games here today. That was a little baffling.
Had to scramble to get my laptop out of the hail. But
yeah, I will tell you, this is the strangest environment I've ever been in terms of playing Quidditch. One, you can see all the storm systems, right? Like we can look to our left, we can see the storm system to the left, we can see the storm system to the right. Houston, I'm from Houston, so it's like the 3rd largest city in America. Yeah. You don't see the storms coming because the buildings are in the way, right?
Yeah.
And so Salt Lake is built within a valley essentially, and there's mountains everywhere around us, and you can see the storms coming over the mountain, and they don't have any interference, so you're getting like full force storms every time you see them. So we've been hailed on twice here today, and then the sun has been out. Multiple times. The sun is out right now, and it feels warm.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Nice.
I'm about to peel off some of these layers in a minute.
Justin, what happened? Is it coming off? Hold on a second. Hold on. Justin, tell the people the snitch in the situation.
Yeah,
Justin Gillard.
Oh, you want to know what's going on?
Yeah. Tell the people at home.
We're just having some technical issues with the snitch shorts. You know, they're a little old. Velcro's not as strong as it used to.
All right. Thanks, Justin.
That's Justin Gillard, ladies and gentlemen, Sam Houston State graduate. Sam Houston State University graduate. He's wearing the Audi Zeros, by the way, from a couple years ago with the leopard print on there.
Yeah, I love a fashion statement cleat.
Shout out to everybody who brought out their best cleats for nationals. If you're like me,
What else are you gonna wear them for if not today?
that's what I'm saying, man. Last tournament of the season, then we talk about what the other league that's going on after this. I can't wait for my 2 days of the Quidditch off season. Can you? I'm dead serious. Tomorrow, the rest of the tournament's going down. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Sad to say, my team is officially eliminated. Shout out to every single one of my teammates who made this season dope, which is every single one of them.
Absolutely.
I love these guys, but we came up just a little bit short. We'll be back next year, but to everybody else, I still got my Sam Houston State Bearcats, who I train with twice a week.
Nice.
I go to their practices. They are kind enough to let me train with them. And we're going to hang out a bunch this summer because a lot of them are going to be playing with the big
Soldados?
boys. No, not Soldados.
I don't know my Texas geography. I'm sorry.
Whoa. First of all,
Right, Houston. Oh my God.
First of all, they're the Soldaditos.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are they the little soldiers?
Yeah.
All right. I'm so sorry. I totally.
Spread. Hey, by the way, spread that. If you're watching this right now, spread that. Hashtag Soldaditos.
All right.
San Antonio Soldados. We're coming for you. You know how it goes. A lot of those guys are people that used to be on Legends because they're from Houston, but they recently moved to San Antonio because they got big kids' jobs and everybody's growing up.
Yeah.
People have kids and all that kind of jazz like that. So I'm really pumped. That's the beautiful part about Quidditch, right? Most of the people you're playing against, a lot of these guys, they're having positive interactions with people they've never met, mainly because, and I told people about this before, but I feel like it's something to emphasize. When you're a college kid and you're at your college campus, you're going to your dorm, you're hanging out with your teammates and stuff like that, you don't realize how big the Quidditch world is right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Like for instance, right now, the European Quidditch Cup for Division II is going on. Right when we're doing this, do not change the channel to go watch that.
I don't think they're streaming. I saw something about that, which is a bummer.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
And then their next stream for Division I is actually the day of one of our MLQ series, so a little tough. But Division II European Quidditch Cup is going down right now, and I guess we're waiting on official pair of Snitch shorts, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's tough, man. It's wild when you come here and you look at like all these teams. Most of them have seen them on film because, quite frankly, as a guy who's been playing for 6 years, going into 7 years, this is the best film year for Quidditch ever.
And I want to chalk that up again. I mentioned them earlier. Fast Break News has been super dedicated to getting a ton of film. I don't know who's doing it out in Texas.
Texas Quidditch Conference, shout out because
Alejo.
Yeah.
Oh, my boy.
No.
No.
Texas Secede League will probably have film.
Secede League. I'm sorry, I got it mixed up.
Texas Quidditch Conference is basically like the Big 12, but for every college team that's in Texas. So every college team has multiple games filmed in the Southwest, and it's really important for development because a lot of people, I've noticed this about myself, like I think I'm doing something and I look at film and I'm not doing it, right? And it's important for development. It's also an important aspect of pushing the sport forward.
Yeah, it's a promotional tool. People got to see what the sport looks like.
And then on top of that, for us to get better as players, Justin, tell somebody to hurry up with the new shorts. Kevin is going to get his short stuff. By the way, Kevin Raber, one of the cornerstones of Quidditch, in my opinion. He actually made his own Snitch shorts when there was a giant shortage of Snitch shorts, just like he built his own hoops when there was a shortage of hoops in America. But the one thing to point out, we were talking about how big the Quidditch world is, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like for instance, Rochester and Cal, they're never going to play each other other than in this situation here. And maybe once the sport advances, like we were talking about before, the way that players get better and the higher level players or players that advance to that higher level have to do it by understanding and looking at it from a macro level. Being on the field, your heart rate's at like 121 BPM. You're not really in a great learning position for the most part, right? All that kind of jazz like that. So it's really important that the film gets out there because like for me, for instance, when we prepared for every single team that we played here or every team we've played so far, we have footage of them playing, whether it be on their Facebook page or on the US Quidditch Cup or the US Quidditch YouTube channel. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
There we
no,
go.
I came up in an era where like people were filming but hoarding their film, and it was and like I'm so glad we're past that.
Shout out Texas State.
They weren't the only ones, but they were definitely they were known for their film cache for sure. And I'm so glad we've moved beyond this point. Like,
can I tell a stupid story?
Go. We have time. We have airtime to kill. Please tell a story.
So Texas State, at one point, somebody infiltrated. If you're not familiar, Texas State has a long-running history of a unlisted secret YouTube channel that you cannot access unless you have the password to get into the Facebook group and the link for each one of the games, and the links are inside of a Google Drive that you have to have permission to get access to, right? So it's under lock and key. A UTSA player who will remain unnamed got access to the Great Hall. By the way, if you want to try and jump in, if you want to try and throw people, the Great Hall is the name of the Texas State
Oh
Facebook
man,
group.
Texas State will not be happy with you. Sharing their secrets.
Well, Maya can't
Short's
hurt
coming
me
back.
anymore. Here we go. Maya can't hurt me anymore. She's graduating. Congratulations to her, by the way. But yeah, a UTSA player got access to it because somebody slipped up, and then I kid you not, it was open for about 2 days, and then somebody realized there was a breach.
Oh.
And they changed the entire system. Like
course
every
they did.
single password was changed. They went through all of the names on the Facebook group and kicked people
Yeah,
out.
better security than some like politicians. God.
That's what I'm saying, man. You got to have people who are dedicated to the game. And if one thing Texas State was dedicated to was getting these dubs, so
For
it
sure.
still is.
Well,
Shout out Soleil. Shout out Kevin Raber for going out there and making this happen. If you're wondering if you're at home and you see people wearing random spurts of tape all over their wrists, it is
Yeah.
for support of our trans brothers and sisters out there who are you know, Utah, the state that we're playing in right now. USQ made a statement about it, and I guess we can make one too. There have been laws that have been passed that are anti-trans,
yeah.
and we're trying to do better. We're trying to do better as a people.
The sad thing about the one here in Utah, right? So the legislature overrode the governor. He tried to veto it.
Yes.
And the governor did some research, and in the letter he wrote when he was vetoing it, he's like, I looked into this. This will only impact one player, and that one player should be allowed to play. She should be allowed to play with her other teammates.
Right.
But this is all about
It's going out of
messaging
your
and
way.
posturing, and it's gross. But that goal was not gross. It was sick.
Sick goal, bro.
All right, we are at 80 Cal, 40 Rochester.
And this is a big change right here. Rochester going to sub out one of their best players, Ashley Wilson. So we'll see here. Nice drive. Nobody's made
Terrell
contact
just
yet.
turning on the gas. Don't. Oh, no good, no good. Finish.
Wow.
Played to the whistle.
What a recovery there. Missed on the hoop. Usually when you throw it down that hard and the hoop comes dislodged, the ball's rolling out of bounds, and somehow it stayed in play. And then on top of that, he made the hustle play. As you can see on the far side of the field, Justin Guillory's down on one knee. So this is basically free time for the beaters. And, oh, man, hopefully Justin's not down here. We actually have backup snitches. Yeah, they'll go get somebody. Perry, get the shorts on. Perry Walton over there keeping the score.
Oh, no. Ashton stays here. Ashton's one of the best.
This is very trippy. The same.
Ashton's an icon.
Shout out to our production guy. Shout out Solly out there behind the booth. But shout out to the production guy. I remember him from a couple years ago at Round Rock, and it's gonna be dope because we're going. But next year is it next year?
I don't know what. I thought Nationals was in Valley Forge. I feel like I saw that. I don't know. Do not quote me.
I thought we all made an agreement that we weren't gonna say that, and we were just gonna move on, didn't we?
I don't make the rules, man.
Shout out Valley Forge, PA.
I've never been to Pennsylvania before, so it'll be new for me.
It looks like Justin's gonna walk it off. All right, cool.
All right, out of
we're
way.
good. We're good. Justin does have a shoulder dislocation history, so hopefully we're good here.
He's got to take care of himself.
He's dedicated. He's dedicated to take care of himself. He usually wears his sleeve. When he puts the sleeve on, the shirt comes off, and that's when the real work starts.
Yeah, I would want to keep my shirt on in this weather. So anyway, Nicole,
Nicole
tipping
Nelson.
over names, but yeah, that is.
And now
Nicole
there's a
Nelson.
scrum over here. Once again, the screen game from Cal is pretty impressive, especially considering the heavy presence of the zone action that's going on from Rochester. For them to be able to pull off successful screens means the help defender is rotating just a hair too late, and Cal is able to explode forward and attack the hoops really well. You love to see it. You really do. And, oh, man.
Is that a catch?
Yeah, I think, did we get the celebration? Please tell me we got the celebration.
We'll see.
I think you did.
Well, if the
I'm a
catch
little
is
TJ.
good, the credit is going to go to Sparrow Tanous for Cal.
And you can see Sparrow why he's out there at the secret position. They've got the long arms and the long legs to go with it. So if you guys are not familiar, Cal's got the claws up over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Trying to hope for this catch. It's taken a while. A lot of people have theories about this, Barcelos. They talk about, if it takes too long, that means they're going to call it no good. When in actuality, if it takes too long, that means the beater probably did something illegal.
Exactly. It's beater play. You want it. I know people are willing into the universe. It's no good. But, yeah, it is beaters more often than not.
No doubt. And let's see. We're having a conversation, and I think they're they're trying to decide if Justin was up, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
That's what I think it is, too, yeah.
Because even if Justin's on his way down.
Catch is good for Cal.
35 points to the Cal Bears. Hauser will return back to his bench, and we'll see what happens here, because now the beaters are back focused on the Quaffle
Yeah.
game.
115 Cal, 50, sorry, Rochester.
So right now, Cal is on game point. The set score is 120.
Yep, golden goal for them, for the Golden Bears.
Rochester has the ball. They have a chance on this
Oh,
one.
turnover. All right, let's see if Cal finishes it with this one.
This could be the final drive coming up here.
Yep, it's in the hands of Luca Menzies now.
By the way, shout out to Nicole, number 47 for Cal, holding it down at the chaser position while the seeker play was going on. They were Cal was scoring more efficiently than they were before Snitch on pitch because she had the ball in their hands. Shout out to them.
Agreed.
Two bludger situation. This is literally the worst case scenario. Oh, he just jumped over it. Great
Beautiful
play.
hop.
Staying
Oh,
in
Nolan Kim now, like, steering. Oh, nice beat from Rochester.
a beautiful snipe there, and they're going to continue play. Cal doing a great job of recovering
Yeah,
over here.
Menzies with the quaffle, and Nolan Kim coming right back.
And his beater partner way out of position, and now may pull all the balls out of
Menzies
spot.
flips it to Kim, who scores, and that is game point. Final score, assuming it's called good. But if it is good, it'll be 125 Cal, 50 Rochester. But let's see if it's true first.
And a great draw of the beater on that play
Yeah.
to force them out of position because they were trying to recover. That's game.
All right. Well, good job, Cal. Good job, Rochester, too.
Yeah.
Ashton, I am sad that Cosmos are eliminated, but you can come commentate whenever you want. You are an icon, a legend, and honestly a role model for me. I'm not going to lie.
I like having fun, and Quidditch is fun, and my friends are fun. Barcelos is fun.
Oh, thanks.
We're going to keep having fun here. Pitch 1 and Pitch 2. Make sure you're following US Quidditch on
Twitch, yeah.
Pitch 1 and Pitch 2 both have
Yes.
Pitch 2 has its own separate Twitch account. Make sure you follow that one so you get the
I think
notification.
that's USQ2, but
Yeah.
you can find out for sure on the website. Anyway,
Make sure you watch Pitch 2. I'll be on there later.
alrighty. Well, next game is, let me pull up that schedule. All right, our next game at 5 o'clock is going to be West Virginia and the University of Pittsburgh. So two teams that I have never seen, or I've seen West Virginia before, but anyway, it'll be refreshing for me.
Yeah, can we just recap what we saw in this
For
game?
sure,
Yeah.
please, let's.
So, yeah, Cal came out here. Once again, we talked about the beater play. It was massive to get Cal in the position to be able to succeed. But what we saw from Rochester, I felt like they were pretty consistent. I know they got a little one-dimensional because it really came down to, Ashley Wilson's ability to score, number 35's ability to score consistently.
Yeah.
But the fact, and then Noble did a great job of getting some
Yeah.
hustle goals for him. If they continue that level of play and they can work in more people to get to the level of those three players on the chaser side, I feel like they're going to be a legitimate threat. It's just all about that dedication. I don't think that there's any lack of potential on either one of those sides. Cal doing a great job continuing the strong legacy that they left before the world went dark.
Right, they were in the last college championship. They want to be in the next one. They're West Regional champion. They have aspirations, and I know I would love to see them there. And hopefully you'll be hearing and seeing us there. But we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be back for West Virginia versus Pittsburgh.